Today we will talk about phrases that seem harmless, but actually signal serious problems in a relationship. If you hear them from a woman, it's worth thinking about the future. These words can be the first signs that she will stop respecting you and possibly betray you. Let's look at the key expressions after which it's better to leave immediately. "All men are the same" is a troubling signal. At first glance, it seems she is just expressing dissatisfaction with past experiences, but behind this lies a deep negative attitude. She sees you not as a person, but as a projection of past disappointments. Because of this, her expectations are initially low, and she is already ready to see betrayals and mistakes. Such generalization destroys attempts to build trust. You are as if guilty in advance and must constantly prove that you are not like the others. In an atmosphere of constant distrust, creating respect and harmony is extremely difficult. Over time, her negative expectations may come true, as she will seek confirmation of her words. Even your efforts to change the situation may not help. You risk ending up in an endless cycle of criticism and dissatisfaction, which will lead to emotional exhaustion or a breakup. When a woman says, "I didn't ask you to," it is a clear signal of devaluing your efforts and unwillingness to acknowledge your involvement in the relationship. You may act with the best intentions, care, and help, but this phrase instantly devalues your efforts and emotions. Such words seem to say, "Your actions don't matter to me," which is especially hurtful if you sincerely try to do something good. If this repeats over time, you start losing motivation to do anything because your actions are perceived as unnecessary or burdensome. This gradually leads to the relationship becoming one-sided. Your efforts go unanswered, trust breaks down, and the desire to invest fades. If she doesn't appreciate your actions, it means she is not ready for mutual efforts and will not be grateful for them in the future. Ultimately, such a relationship becomes a source of disappointment for you, and merely a convenient temporary solution for her. Phrase number 3, "You owe me nothing," may seem neutral or even encouraging, relieving obligations. But behind these words often lies emotional detachment and an unwillingness to build deeper relationships. A woman often says, "You owe me nothing." It's like a barrier between you, showing that she doesn't expect help or attention from you at all. Such a phrase implies that she doesn't see you as a team or as having obligations. In healthy relationships, there is always mutual support and a desire to be close. If a woman emphasizes that you owe her nothing, it may mean her unwillingness to invest in the future of your relationship together. This phrase also indicates that she does not want to accept your care and prefers to keep distance, not allowing the relationship to develop deeper. Over time, this can lead to the feeling that your relationship is superficial and lacks mutual involvement and support. When a woman says, "You don't owe me anything," it is often a sign of her emotional closedness and lack of serious plans for the future. If difficulties arise in the relationship, she is unlikely to fight to preserve it, as she does not see it as her responsibility. Phrase number 4, "My friends are more important." When a woman says this, it is a clear sign that you are not a priority for her. Of course, it is important to have friendships, but if you constantly feel like you are second place, it is a warning sign for the relationship. She prefers to spend time with friends again rather than with you. This may mean that she does not consider your relationship an important part of her life. Such words make it clear that in difficult times, you are unlikely to count on her support. She may choose the company of friends, even when help is needed. In healthy relationships, partners strive to spend time together and support each other. But if her attention is always on others, it inevitably creates tension. Over time, you will begin to feel like an outsider, as if your role in her life is secondary. This leads to disappointment because your efforts do not change her priorities. In the end, the relationship becomes superficial and may end when you realize you no longer want to remain an addition in her life. "I'm not obligated to explain myself to you" is a serious signal of a lack of openness and trust in a relationship. It indicates that honesty and mutual understanding are broken. Refusing to share thoughts or explain actions creates a barrier between you, intensifying feelings of alienation and distrust. If a woman regularly refuses to discuss important issues, and ignores your attempts to understand her point of view, it shows her unwillingness for open partnership. Under such conditions, it is difficult to build a strong relationship. If she says, "I'll find someone better," it's not just a threat, but a sign of not valuing you and your efforts. This phrase may be said during a conflict, but behind it lies a deep problem. She is already considering the possibility of another partner. This destroys trust and causes insecurity, as she implies that you are replaceable to her. Such words hurt and devalue. When a person easily throws out such phrases, it shows their readiness to leave at the first difficulty instead of trying to solve problems together. In such relationships, there is always a sense of competition, where you have to prove your worth, fearing she will leave for someone better. This is very toxic, as it leads to burnout and emotional exhaustion. Such threats undermine attempts to build trusting relationships. One important signal in a relationship is the phrase, "I don't want my parents to know about us." If a woman hides your relationship from her close ones, it is a worrying sign. Such behavior indicates that she does not take your relationship seriously. In harmonious relationships, people want to share their lives with those they care about. If a woman avoids talking about you or hides your relationship from her family, it may indicate uncertainty about the future of your union. Such secrecy raises questions. Perhaps she fears judgment from her family or their negative attitude towards your relationship. However, most often it means she is not ready for serious commitments. Relationships kept in the shadows point to the temporary nature of her intentions. If the secrecy continues for a long time, it is a worrying sign. She does not plan a long-term future with you. Secrecy creates an emotional distance where you feel on the periphery of her life. Over time, this feeling intensifies. Constantly avoiding conversations about your relationship causes feelings of unimportance and hinders building trust and confidence in the future. These words destroy not only your self-esteem but also the foundation of your relationship. If she uses this against you during an argument, it is a deep disrespect towards you as a person. In healthy relationships, partners support each other even during conflicts or disagreements. However, if she uses your masculinity to humiliate you, it is a sign of toxicity. Constant use of such insults destroys your self-esteem, causing doubts in your own strength and dignity. This not only emotionally exhausts you, but also hinders building a healthy relationship. Over time, such phrases can become part of a broader pattern of emotional abuse. You begin to doubt yourself and your actions more and more often. Relationships should be a space where you feel support and respect. If a woman easily resorts to insults, it is a clear sign of a lack of respect in the relationship.